is time to do it again. It's time to do it again. Yes, February 3rd is the big launch day on Shay and Size channel, launching on Red Valkyrie's channel. Can't wait. Going to be working on the campaign this weekend. Getting my ducks in order all this month. Hopefully we'll have everything up and running before I have to go on John's long box at 7 Central on the 23rd of this month. Just looking at the calendar, fairly open now, but I am lining up some newer people to come on. I always like newer people that we haven't had on the show before. Of course, I like the old tried and true, wonderful, have made friends. Always, it's awesome. 24 days from launch. Can't wait. Happy day, everyone. How is your Thursday going? Thursday, well, that means Lorenzo Sleestack's broadcast later. I sound a little disjointed. I didn't get up that long ago. I've already had one impromptu conference call about the campaign. Hey, Tree Goblin, join us today at 4 for an in-depth and probing interview of my good friend and brother, Walter Danley. You've heard a little, but you'll hear a lot more. Learn what I've known for several years and have learned over several years. Super collector, business partner, friend, brother from another mother, just all around good guy. Has the gift of giving. He will give you the shirt off his back. You don't meet very many people that. Often people like that are maligned and called naive or, whatever. But we'll talk about how we first met. I believe a mutual friend who passed away in 2010 introduced us. We did go to college together. I'll have to ask him about that. Actually, his wife, current wife, because he's been married once before. Sadly, she's passed away. His two daughters' biological mother passed away several years ago. Actually, went over there to the funeral for that. Tornado hit while we were in Memphis for the funeral and staying over his brother Lee's house. Hey, Levi. So, we have other tantalizing tales like that. That tornado, Elsie had a book at the post office, which was totally destroyed by that tornado. Fortunately, we were out of town. We drove around maybe a few days. Maybe I came back later that year. I can't remember. Memory's not Elsie's strong suit. He does forget certain things, but enough of that weed will do it for you. Enough age and whatnot. But not throwing any aspersions, just saying. But yeah, we're making progress. I'll have the sign up hit up link for you to, it may be this weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday, probably Saturday. Uh, but it might be sooner than that. Um, may have it linked up to, offsite and onsite. On the campaign. I don't know, but the campaign's not up yet. It's not approved. That's the thing about Fund My Comic. You have to get a campaign looked at and approved, which takes a little bit of time. Not much, maybe about 5 days on average, sometimes less. Anyway, let's drop and give me 22 episodes already into it, fast approaching a month. I've not missed a day of these. This is a good little format, just give you 20 minutes. Often I don't even have 20 minutes worth of content to talk about, but I'll stretch it. I'll find something to talk about. Does that make me an interesting person? I don't know. You be the judge. I will say this: we're killing it this month. I think the channel's starting to get some traction and take off with some people and expand a little bit. And that's a good thing. I mean, in the last 28 days, I don't know why YouTube doesn't. I think they probably take February, right, as a model. But what are they going to do this year? It's leap year, 29 days, which gives me an extra day this year actually to get all my P's and Q's in order before the big launch day. The day after my favorite holiday, Groundhog Day. I picked it because nobody else wants Groundhog Day, but I like furry little animals that see their shadow or don't see their shadow. I will be fine with no winter whatsoever. Helps with the bug population. I'm glad I'm able to stay warm. Uh, although I like the cold, I do like the cold. I can handle the cold better than I can the heat. Uh, in a lot of ways. Um, yeah, I mean, we've had over, 2.3K views in the last 28 days. We've expanded our little channel here by 15 people in the last 25 days. And I hope, our watch hours were over 450, 450.6, as a matter of fact. I mean, reached an all-time high of 30 watch hours on over 30 watch hours on 30 minutes, not what 30 hours. I wish it was 30 hours. 30 minutes of watch time. Interesting. Uh, although we've come close, we've been up around in the 28-minute. If you can get somebody to take 5 minutes out of their day, that's incredible. But for somebody to take 30 minutes on average out of their day, not everyone, but on average, everybody stayed for that amount of time. That's awesome. Rex do a stream called Geniatric July, destroyed by EVS. Get on the winning side. Okay. I seen some things about, on Twitter. You can't help but pick up a few things. I don't know what's going on. I'm blissfully ignorant, and that's fine. I'm in campaign mode. I'm thinking Devil Flyer. I'm thinking, anything to do with the Momentum universe. So read it properly. Well, generic. Okay, generic. Then, if it wasn't, I was thinking old man. You were making old man jokes. Geniatric or something. I don't know. Rex do a stream called Generic July, destroyed by EVS. No, you're trying to get me in trouble, a tree. Uh, I have no desire to make Eric July an enemy or EVS. You know, Don't know what's going on, and I don't really care, to tell you the truth. I know everybody else does. I know we kind of got in the minutia of that a little bit yesterday, but uh, that wasn't me. It was other people on the panel, and blissfully, I left for part of it. Well, that was I. So and I rarely. I sometimes go back and watch my content, certain parts of it, but very rarely. I'm like a move on type guy. We've got the Wild West to tame. So, but channels doing fabuloso. Uh, Glad it's finally taking a little, taking off a little bit. That's good. Let's see. Get on the right screen here and see what's up. Besides the drama, Hero Geek put out a good thing. Let's see if I can cover it. I don't know if you read this, but said indie creators need to be way more clear and transparent about the content ratings of the comics. I would probably agree with that. I was told that a certain comic that was considering backing was T rated or the equivalent of a PG-13 rating, but I just saw a page of the comic with graphic and explicit gore and violence that is clearly M rated, mature rated. I think this is a problem with a lot of indie creators. They don't have a firm grasp of content ratings. Indie creators need to filter their content through more people to get more accurate content ratings. They need to get more opinions, and they need to stop using what they personally think is or isn't appropriate for a certain age demographic. I would agree with that. Um, I've seen this a lot in the industry. Seen a comic will have multiple f bombs, and the creator considers it a T-rated book. Yeah, I haven't seen that, thankfully, but then I haven't read a lot of what I backed either. Uh, but I really don't think it's the books that I backed have the f bombs in there. Maybe Pariah Blood and Mud. I need to read that. Sorry, Doc. Uh, just because you use the F word all the time and don't really consider it that bad doesn't mean that other people don't see the word as really vulgar and inappropriate. Absolutely. Just because a creator doesn't consider someone getting run through with a giant blade with lots of blood or someone getting shot in the head and their brain splattered to be a T rated doesn't make that level of explicit violence not M rated. Creators need to filter better and get second, third, fourth, fifth, and fifth opinions on their content. They need to show it to a more varied demographic of the people that they trust. Yeah, usually we don't go out of our circle of friends, right? Our comfort zone for feedback. If you just show it to all your friends that think the same way you do, then they're going to agree with you. But if you show it to that one friend or that one family member who might challenge you and give you their honest opinion, someone who will tell you things that no one else would, then maybe you should rate your content more accurately so that people who buy your book won't be blindsided by content that they were not expecting based on the rating that you chose to give it. Especially creators need to be a way more transparent about the content rating of their comic. As it stands right now, things are way too vulgar and unclear. And then again, Hero Geek, that may be just the books that you're buying too. Maybe your picker's broke. No, he has some very good points in that. Uh, I think with some people, it's anything goes, and they don't see anything wrong with it. Hey, Doc, uh, due to a post saying they don't see themselves backing books this year, so EVS needs drama. Okay. Well, that would be sad if people quit altogether backing, you know. Um, I guess you need to reach the demographic that, anybody that's interested. I don't know. Cross your fingers, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. Uh, there's the link, Doc, if you want to come in and say hi. Yeah, I just don't have time for all the, you know. What do I know? I know. I always know. Okay. Well, I'm glad someone does. Uh, oh, Doc,
Hello, my friend.
how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Pretty good. I think I made a cup of coffee in there and didn't bother to get it before I streamed.
I,
Sometimes I'm so
I
anxious.
just now put another pot on. So we're thinking alike. Hello, Fanta.
Jeez, I think you drink more than I do, though. Hey, Fanta.
It's probably true, Rex. I drink more than is good for you.
Yeah. I couldn't. It would make me too jittery. Fanta, the link is there if you want to come on for a second and just say hi.
I get the opposite. If I don't have my coffee, I get jittery.
Yeah.
And cranky. And
if they ever took you off, say you had to go in the hospital for something and they totally quit your coffee, you'd probably get headaches.
Oh, sure.
Because of caffeine withdrawal.
When not to bring up the tornado again, but when that happened, we were without power for 9 days. And during that 9 days, I learned how to make coffee 20 different ways. Because the first day without my coffee maker, that mind-bending headache, like migraine level.
Hey, you Fanta.
Hi.
Hi, Fanta.
Hey, Doc.
Long time no talk, girl.
I know.
Look. Here's a virtual hug.
Wow. I don't even want to say what that sounded like. Anyway.
Here's a virtual pat on the head for you, Rex. Pat, pat, pat.
Thanks. Yeah, Phantasmagorical gave us the awesome phrase, "You do you, boo." Tree Goblin says, "Did you see Statistical Zero's poll?" No, I did not. People are losing interest in crowdfunding comics. Sink or swim, he says. What do you think about that, real quick?
Hi, Tree.
I actually that's bouncing off of another topic, and it was that these big YouTubers that are suddenly doing comic books when they could just as easily do donuts or vitamin supplements, whatever. They're going to get a big flash in the pan. They'll get, all their followers will back them, but those aren't passionate creators of sequential art, and their fans are not necessarily fans of comic books or sequential art, manga, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, there'll be a splash in the pan, but, ultimately the river just keeps flowing.
Well, I find this.
Come on, that was profound.
It was.
Well, I am commenting. I find that this naysaying is. I'll have to go back and watch the replay, Doc. To fully, sometimes to let it sink in. But very quickly, I find it very a quandary that everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make more money in 2023." Yeah, by the end of the year, it's like, "Oh God, what's happened?" Not so much, and yet I think a lot of money was made. I think people are too bendy with their,
I think, look, this has been my belief since the beginning, before I knew anything about anything. People will support you if they like you, and they'll support your product if they like it. If they like you and your product, well, then that's a great thing.